We are going to call the special meeting for Akron City Council to order. Clerk will read the roll.
Baylor. Baylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Kamer. Lombardo.
Aye.
McKittrick.
Aye.
Malik. Malik. Oh, he's coming back in now. Malik.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Amobian.
Aye.
Samples. Somerville.
Here.
Swirsky.
Thank you. At this time, if we could please have a motion to suspend all council rules that require us to meet in person and do in-person meeting. Councilman Fusco.
Yeah, I'd like to make that motion.
So we have a motion on the floor. Councilwoman Amobian, can you second that motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, roll call.
Baylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Lombardo.
Aye.
McKittrick.
Aye.
Malik.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Amobian.
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
Okay.
The motion passes 11.
Thank you so much. At this time, if we could please have a motion to approve the minutes from our previously held meeting, which were July 27th. Councilman Fusco.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion. We approve the minutes of the previously held meeting.
Thank you. Can we get a second by Councilman McKittrick?
Second that motion.
Roll call.
Baylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Lombardo.
Aye.
McKittrick.
Aye.
Malik.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Amobian.
Aye.
Somerville. Swirsky.
Aye.
Passes 11.
We'll now move into our old business, planning and economic development. Councilman Fusco.
The requested committee is time on the agenda.
Time will be granted. Public service, Councilman Swirsky.
Well, the committee met today, and there were a number of ordinances that were considered. And I thought we were going to do them one by one.
Actually, no, Councilman Swirsky, we're on public service, old business.
Oh,
but
old
actually,
business,
You just have,
okay.
you actually
There
just
was
have one
no old,
item,
there, yeah,
and
there,
it's been filed, so you're good, okay?
right, right. There was really no old business, yeah.
No, you're good, so thank you. But you're up again next for old business, public safety.
Yes, we did have an old business resolution that we decided to refer in light of the absence of the chairperson and another key committee member.
Okay, very good. So this item will be referred. So that concludes our old business. We'll now move into new legislation.
Item number 1, offered by President Somerville, resolution adopting amendments to rules of procedure for the Akron City Council and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Freeman?
The committee is going to ask for a week's time on this, and we just encourage everyone to take a peek, to take a good look at the resolution in hopes that we will pass this next week.
Thank you so much. Time will be granted.
Item number 2, offered by Mayor Horrigan and Vice President Fusco. Resolution opposing Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRosa's directive banning county boards of elections from installing off-site secure drop boxes for submitting absentee ballots during the November 2020 election, urging Secretary LaRose to immediately rescind the directive and declare.
Thank you. Councilman Freeman?
Committee's report is favorable, and I would like to defer to Councilman Fusco.
Thank you.
Councilman Fusco?
Thank you, President. Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Excuse me. This is really timely. Obviously, we have an important election up and coming in which we encourage all to vote and give them an opportunity. Summit County is a large county. We're just asking the Board of Elections, actually at the Secretary of State, to provide these drop boxes that could be utilized whenever one gets their ballot, just to drop it off. It would be turnkey, it would be simple, and I think it would increase the faith of the voters, having the Board of Elections actually picking up these ballots. And it is timely, and that's why we're asking for support tonight in terms of passing this. Hopefully it will help in terms of our encouraging greater participation at the ballot.
Thank you so much. I do see that Councilwoman Amobian has a comment.
Yes, I strongly support this legislation, and I would like, if Ms. Fusco and the mayor is fine with it, for this to be council as a whole, mayor and council as a whole.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Freeman, what's the pleasure of the committee?
Committee is for suspension and would ask for a motion for mayor and council as a whole, if there's a second on that.
Perfect. Can we get a second? Councilman Neal? Councilman, if you can unmute yourself.
Second.
Thank you so much. We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky. Mr. Swirsky, I believe you're muted.
Aye.
Thank you. This resolution passes 11-0. Item number 3, offered by Freeman. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to apply for and, if awarded, accept and expend funding from the County COVID-19 Local Government Payroll Support Grant Program and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Freeman?
Yes, the committee's report is favorable, and we are asking for suspension of the rule.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Freeman, any further comment?
No, this would just allow the city of Akron to apply for local government payroll support grant program, and we do ask for its passage.
Very good. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This resolution passes 11-0. Ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 4, offered by Freeman. Ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent or her designee, after publicly advertising for bids, to enter into a contract or contracts for custodial services for daytime sanitizing in high usages and public areas of the court facility and declare.
Councilman Freeman,
The committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, this would allow the city to advertise for someone to enter into a contract with us for sanitization due to COVID of the courthouse and the court facilities, and we ask for its passage.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville, Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 5, offered by Fusco. Ordinance accepting the eligibility report for the Mall Good Park Urban Renewal Area, approving the Mall Good Park Urban Renewal Plan, making necessary findings in connection therewith, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
Yes, thank you, President Somerville. The request is to refer this item for a public hearing.
This item will be referred for a public hearing.
Item number 6, offered by Fusco. Ordinance to establish an automobile sales dealership at 1825 to 1831 South Main Street and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
For an advertise for public hearing.
This item will be referred.
Item number 7, offered by Fusco. Ordinance to construct an automobile sales lot at 480 East Wilbeth Road and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
For an advertise for public hearing.
This item will be referred.
Item number 8, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a Type A child daycare home at 877 Silvercrest Avenue and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
For an advertise for public hearing.
This item will be referred.
Offered by item number 9, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing a conditional use to establish a Type A child daycare home at 430 Grace Avenue and declaring an.
Councilman Fusco.
For an advertise for public hearing.
This item will be referred.
Item number 10, offered by Fusco. Ordinance amending, supplementing Title 15, Chapter 153, Zoning Code, Section 153.140, Definitions, and Section 153.310, Business and Industry Requirements, establishing a form-based urban overlay district for the East Market Street corridor and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
For an advertise for public hearing.
Item will also be referred.
Item number 11, offered by Fusco. Ordinance amending the zoning map by changing the commercial use district classification U4H4A5 on property located on the north side of East Exchange Street, west of South Arlington Street, and changing the commercial use district U4H2A4 and U4H2A1 on property located on the east side of South Arlington Street, south of East Exchange Street, to retail business use district U3H2A4 and declare.
Councilman Fusco.
For an advertise for a public hearing, please.
This item will be referred.
Item number 12, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing the Director of Planning and Urban Development or his designee to sell the city-owned property located at vacant lot Hickory Street and Hubbard Street, determining said property is not needed for public use and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
Request the committees for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you, President Somerville. This is at a selling property in the Hickory Street corridor area for $1 per square foot, as is usual, and the $42 filing fee. Recommend approval this evening. I know Ward Council Representative Mr. Swirsky is in favor as well.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Omobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky. Mr. Swirsky,
I said aye, didn't I?
I didn't hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not muted.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 13, offered by Fusco. Ordinance approving the sale of a city-owned property pursuant to the city's A Lot for a Little program in order to facilitate the productive reuse of the property and to reduce the cost to the city and the taxpayers in maintaining vacant lots, determining said property is not needed for public use and
Councilman Fusco.
Yes, President Somerville, thank you. The request of the committees for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, thank you. This is our famous Lot for a Little program. This would be, we would receive $167 for this property known as Lot 80 in the Jewett Street, also known as 53 Jewett Street. So we recommend approval this evening.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Omobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky. This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 14, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing the execution of a development agreement with Industrial Realty Group LLC or its designee, providing for the acquisition, sale, and redevelopment of property in the Monroe Falls Road redevelopment plan, finding such for any public use and related findings during an emergency.
Thank you. Councilman Fusco.
Yes, thank you, President Somerville. The request of the committee is to refer this item. I would, however, respectfully request my colleagues read over. This is a development agreement as well as a sale of property. So we just want to make sure everyone is aware of exactly what we're voting on next Monday. I'm going to ask for a vote next Monday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This item will be referred.
Item number 15, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources for expenses related to demolition of the rubber bowl and creation of Finish Line Park at 800 George Washington Boulevard and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
Yes, thank you, President Somerville. The request of the committees for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, this is entering into a, thank you, President Somerville, this is entering into an agreement for work that has been done at the Rubber Bowl in terms of the demolition of a portion of the Rubber Bowl itself. And so we recommend approval this evening.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye. That's my,
Thank you. This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 16, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing the purchase of various interests in real property located on or around Canton Road to facilitate the completion of some 91 Canton Road Market Street project, authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee to enter into related agreements, authorizing payment for the same.
Councilman Fusco.
Yes, thank you, President Somerville. The request of the committee is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you, President Somerville. This is for the purchase of a property that's going to complement the Canton Road Market Street project, which is slated to begin very soon. This is for acquisition of a property for $185,090 and for $300. This here, the super majority of the funds for this project is coming from the state, as this is a state project. And so therefore we're recommending approval this evening.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Taylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 17, offered by Swirsky and Fusco. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a grant agreement with the Ohio and Erie Canalway Association to design the Rubber City Heritage Trail and declare.
Councilman Swirsky.
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky, do you have any further comment?
Well, just that this is an exciting expansion of the trail system that we have in Akron. It will be not only enjoyable recreation, but should be an incentive adding to our ability to attract new people to live in this area.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 18, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee to apply for, and if awarded, enter into a grant agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation for design and construction costs to rehabilitate the taxiway lights and signage, update the taxiway pavement markings, and reconstruct the airport perimeter fence at Akron Fulton Airport, and declaring an
Thank you. Councilman Swirsky?
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky?
Well, this is this helps us raise money from the state to help with the design and construction costs of a very necessary airport facility that will enhance our overall ability with commerce and economic development.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik, Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 19, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee to apply for, and if awarded, enter into a grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration for construction and contract administration costs to rehabilitate runway 725 at Akron Fulton Airport, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Swirsky?
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky?
Just pointing out that this is, we now have a diversity of funds coming in from the state, now from the federal government, and it's a good thing for our airport.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 20, offered by Swirsky, ordinance determining to proceed with the improvement of West Market Street between the termini of Revere Road to Hawkins Avenue and Portage Path to State Route 59 by resurfacing, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Swirsky?
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky?
Just that this is a pretty standard resurfacing project in an area that does really need it, and citizens in the West Akron will be very glad to see when it's completed.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 21, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance ratifying the action of the Director of Public Service without the formality of publicly advertising for bids and entering into a contract or contracts with H.M. Miller Construction Company Incorporated for the emergency repair of the water main under North Firestone Boulevard at Girard Street, for the emergency repair of the water main under Middleton Road, water main replacements on Mill Street and Firestone Boulevard, and miscellaneous repairs, and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Swirsky.
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky.
This is to pay for costs of an emergency repair that was necessary. And so we urge its passage tonight.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 22, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service or his designee, after publicly advertising for bids or soliciting quotes, to enter into a contract or contracts for the replacement of lead service lines at residences throughout the city of Akron and declaring.
Councilman Swirsky.
Well, the committee's report is for request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky.
Well, this is really a good project needed for public health, but also potentially a source of jobs for minority small business owners and an opportunity for us to employ Akron residents building Akron infrastructure.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 23, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to apply for, and if awarded, accept and expend grant funding from the Ohio Attorney General's Office Law Enforcement Diversion Program to support the local collaborative quick response team to address opioid overdoses and declaring an.
Councilman Swirsky.
Also an urgent problem that we request a suspension of rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky.
Yes, well, we all want to address the opioid crisis. This gives us some money and resources to do it even more effectively.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 24, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent to enter into a contract or contracts for the purchase of Tech employee scheduling and workforce management software for the city's call center employees and declaring an.
Councilman Swirsky.
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a surprise favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky.
Well, this is important work that's going to be happening to ensure that we have the highest possible efficient scheduling of personnel for the call center, which is vital to our population.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 25, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the mayor to apply for and if awarded, accept and expend Project Safe Neighborhoods funding from the Northern Ohio Violent Crime Consortium to support the Akron Strategic Hotspot Initiative and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Swirsky.
The committee's request is for suspension of the rules with a favorable report.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky.
This is a great marriage of data and technology with making police presence and ability to listen to area residents and determine how to be effective at fighting crime in the highest, most violent areas.
Thank you so much. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye. Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11-0. Item number 26, offered by Swirsky. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to accept a grant from the Assistance to Firefighters Grant from the Department of Homeland Security and the Federal Emergency Management Agency, authorizing the expenditure of funds for procurement of equipment and provision of services consistent with the grant and declaring.
Councilman Swirsky.
Yeah, the committee's request is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended. Councilman Swirsky.
Yeah, once again, we see funds coming in from the federal government to help us make sure that our equipment for the fire personnel is up to date and modern and up to the task that it's given.
Thank you so much. The rules have been suspended. The committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
McKittrick,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville,
Aye.
Swirsky.
Aye.
This ordinance passes 11.
We will will now go to the portion of our meeting that we do refer to as our public comment period. At this time, I'm going to ask for the clerk to read in the comments received.
This is from Linda Owens. I am concerned that the 1127 construction, among others, have no African Americans on their crews. I have rode around several projects and I see nothing but Caucasian workers. Akron streets that I am paying taxes to repair, but no fellow Akronites working. The selling of homes in the low-income neighborhoods and renting them for $800 plus, yet there is no opportunity to purchase a home and pay less than these predators invading our neighborhood. This is from David Brinker, to whom it may concern. Thank you for implementing mandatory masks in Akron. History is on your side when recalling that the Spanish flu pandemic was brought under control by requiring everyone to wear masks. There was no vaccine. The minor inconvenience of wearing a mask is worth the safety of all of my neighbors and friends. Mandating mask wearing also eliminates the uncomfortable awkwardness of being in line with people wearing and not wearing masks and trying not to judge each other. Thank you for bringing our community together by requiring masks. This last one is from Benjamin McMillan. Well, we did again, Council. Congratulations on allowing another historical gem to be demolished. This time it was one of the last remaining buildings from the 1800s in a building on the National Register of Historical Places. I'm not even sure how we allowed that. I'm talking about the absolutely horrible demolition on the corner of Union and Perkins over the past week. Not only was this building beautiful and a complete gem, but we once again are tearing up neighborhoods for another half-baked suburban-style ODOT project. Does anyone on this council think the Main Street 77-76 interchange was worth the destruction? Have we seen the vast open gravel fields and windswept asphalt we created from that project? Mind you, with zero planned new development and now even less accessible land to do so with. Well, council, you allowed it to happen again. I'm not sure how we can keep doing this and think we will grow Akron this way. Do we really want to keep adding to the disgustingly long list of empty lots and cracked surface parking? Demolition will continue us down the path of terrible urban planning and hollowed out neighborhoods. It's almost embarrassing that Cleveland, Detroit, and other legacy cities have a better grasp on how to develop a city than we do here in Akron. I hope this council has the backbone and stance to make a difference like it was elected to do. If you don't see the need for a demolition moratorium or stricter demo permitting after this latest loss of history, I don't know what will convince you. There is a famous Akron rocker named Chrissy Hind who wrote a song in 1982, over 30 years ago, called My City Was Gone. In over 30 years, we still haven't learned catering to the automobile was and will continue to be our city's undoing. I'll leave you with some of the lyrics from My City Was Gone, and you can see how this is history unfortunately repeating itself. I went back to Ohio, but my city was gone. There was no train station. There was no downtown. South Howard has disappeared. All my favorite places, my city had been pulled down, reduced to parking spaces. A-O, way to go, Ohio. The last one is a voicemail that I'm going to play.
And I just wanted to say, before you play it, Sarah, we've added a new feature so that, you know, as many people can participate in public comment as possible. We've set up a voicemail. So you can either submit via writing or you can call 330-375-2566 and you can actually leave a voicemail comment that we will play on Monday night. So we're going to try this out.
You can't hear it.
Good to talk to you and address you all, even if it's, I hope you're all doing well. I hope your families are well. I hope that you're weathering these scary times that we're having right now. I want to give you a little update on team towing. I want to say that I'm thankful that we were classified as an essential business and we did not have to shut down. However, our volume, it did drop significantly, especially in those early weeks. I'm proud to say that we never shut down. We never missed a day of work, especially in the beginning where it was so uncertain. with the virus and just the craziness of things that were going on. However, we've weathered through, and we're doing well. We provide over 50% of the towing for AAA. Our volume has increased for the post office, which has been good, and we stayed steady with Ohio Highway Patrol. Those of you that are new to council, maybe if I refresh your memory, I've been attending council meetings since 2016. I've been asking for my towing company to be included in the towing districts for the Akron Police Department. Team Towing provides 24-hour dispatch and towing. We have an approved impound lot. We have new equipment. We meet all the requirements set forth by the Ohio Revised Code and City Council. The City of Akron is comprised of 7 districts. 5 of the districts are being handled by 7 of the districts are being handled by just 5 towing companies, which means that 2 towing companies are servicing 2 districts. One of those districts is in my ward, which is Ward 5. I have been attending City Council since 2016 and asking for a fair and equitable distribution of the 7 districts. I've been asking for team towing and service to be included in that, in those 7 districts. I'm asking for Ward 5, which is a small area. However, I'm fine with that. I think that's fair if I were to have District 5. I have 6 service vans. Team Towing has 4 wreckers. We have 12 flatbeds, 4 of them extended cabs. They can accommodate members in the event that we had to do some reporting of any of disabled citizens of the City of Akron. We have a 16-ton, 25-ton heavy-duty, 2 heavy-duty vehicles for larger vehicles. And I'm just asking again if I could be a part of the district for towing for the City of Akron Police Department. I thank you very much for your consideration. I thank you for being a part of allowing me to coming down and even speak remotely to meeting with you to talk about this further. I look forward to being included in the City of Akron Police Department.
Okay. Thank you so much. And those comments were brought forth from Mrs. Coleman Crane. I know her name got cut off in the beginning. So this is just something new that we're trying. Voicemail is set up and available for others to submit via phone as well. So thanks to those who participated during our public comments tonight. Is there anything else coming before council this evening? Councilman Neal? I think you're on mute.
Thank you. There's a lot that we need to talk about, but we don't have the time right now. But I do want to just bring up a couple of things. One is, it's nice to hear that the rec centers will be open up to us for meetings. But still, in the midst of this COVID crisis, if we can review council's budget so that each one of us knows what our communication budget is, be that postage or what we could use for other means of communication. Especially now where not everybody gets the Beacon Journal. A lot of people relied on those public meetings. But I'm not going to speak for everybody's ward, but for my ward, most of those people that come to those meetings are in the high risk population category. So we need to find out, I think we need to reestablish, we need to look at our relationship with used to be White Space, who's ever handling that, and come up with a streamlined council communication. We used to, even though not that many people read the Beacon Journal, we need to look at putting out a communication like we used to with the Beacon and get that to West Side Leader, the Beacon, and the Devil Strip. We need to develop ways to communicate with our constituents. But I would like for us to look at our budget so that we can each know how much we have for postage, or to utilize with some other form of technology to engage our constituents. The other thing is, I had the opportunity to sit in on the planning meeting and heard some legitimate concerns from residents concerning a daycare that was coming into their ward. And it just made me think on wards that may not have the opportunity, their residents may not have the opportunity to participate in those calls during that time because, or those meetings at that time because they're working. But as we look at creating equitable policy, some of our wards are impacted more adversely by some of our zoning laws. I know some of our wards are more heavily impacted with group homes. I don't consider daycares an adverse impact, but I understood the concerns of the residents that were speaking at that time. But other wards don't get that chance to speak. So I think we really do need to look at how our zoning laws impact our wards. I remember one discussion a few years back even about a towing zone. So I'd like for us to take a look at that. And then last but not least, I jokingly over the break reached out to Councilman Mike Freeman, and I congratulated him on us implementing the legislation that he brought forward to us some 8 years ago with the speed humps. This council had voted, well, not council, many of these members weren't here, had voted to pass that legislation 8.5 years ago. And we're just now implementing it. And I'm saying that because this present administration wasn't even intact at that time, most of them. As we look at structural and institutional practices that adversely impact our communities, that is a perfect example. Why would it take us 8.5 years? You know, I hope that no child was hit and killed during that time, or no life was lost. But I say that because we've got another institutional practice where we have Ms. Coleman Crane, who has come to us since 2016, asking this council just to rule on if she can have a towing district. We've got to, as we're reimagining, you know, one part of on how we govern with police, we've got to look at ourselves on how responsive are we to our constituents. So I'm asking that hopefully by next week, we can have some idea on how we're going to address her situation. Since 2016, we've heard other residents come down and share concerns. You know, a lot of what we see on the public where people are protesting and demonstrating is because they feel their voices have not been heard. And out of frustration, some of those demonstrations break out into riots. Now, we've been fortunate not to have that happen here in our city. But if we go back from the beginning of this year, and those of us that have been on council longer, we know that we have had people come down and share their frustration on us being able to respond as a council, as a city as a whole. So we've got one right before us with Ms. Coleman Crane. I'm hoping that we can address that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Neal. Is there anything else coming before council at this time? Councilman Fusco?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Councilman Swirsky?
Second.
Okay. If no one else opposes, meeting adjourned.